The stories of monarchies, battles, and conquests have been told through writings, paintings, and sculptures throughout human history, many of which have been lost in history, but the Bayeux Tapestry has survived the test of time. The Bayeux Tapestry is a linen embroidered tapestry that stretches 231 feet long and 19.5 inches wide. Now aged over a millennium, the linen material appears a worn light brown with only a few stain spots. The tapestry displays over 70 scenes that tell the story of the Norman conquest, using 8 different colors. The tapestry has been considered to be a reputable and accurate representation of the events that took place. The tapestry was made using wool yarn embroidered onto linen cloth. At first glance, one notices that throughout all 250 feet of the tapestry, that each scene has been meticulously crafted. Every person, horse, ship, and building was created using wool yarn stitching. The attention to detail needed to stitch over 70 scenes took years to make. Not much happens in the first 5 to 10 scenes, but they do provide some context to the next scenes. The story begins with King Edward talking to Harold before he departs for Normandy. When Harold arrives in Normandy, he is soon held captive by a man known as Guy of Ponte. The Duke demands Harold to be released, and the two ride to Rouen, where they force the Duke of Conan to surrender. The story begins to gain momentum after Harold swore his loyalty to Duke William and returned home to an ill and dying king. The king can be seen wrapped in green cloth as he dies in his bed. The artist chose to use gold to represent the layered bricks of the castle and the church where the king has his body laid to rest. Many servants wearing an array of different colored shirts and pants carry the king's casket into the church. By now you have probably noticed the lettering all around the stitchings. The lettering is to help identify the scenes and people being depicted. In the next scene, Normandy prepares to invade England. In an array of different colors, the ships are packed with weaponry, provisions, and equipment. On the right-hand side, a man can be seen chopping trees down and using the wood to make the boats. Duke Williams and his army set sail to England in dozens of these ships. Each ship is a different color, and all striped. Once Duke Williams and his army land in England, they have a huge banquet. There is a large cauldron in the center, and to the left there is some meat being roasted over a fire. And in the last panel of this scene, men can be seen sitting together and enjoying a meal. The following scenes depict Duke Williams and his army marching into battle. King Harold is alerted that Normandy has invaded, and the battle subsequently begins. An in-depth look at the battle scenes provide us with a vivid imagery of what war was like in this period in time. Arrows are seen flying above the heads of soldiers, men on horses aiming their spears at the enemy, some even piercing them. What's interesting to see is the lower section of the tapestry that was once filled with decorative symbols are now packed with the bodies of the dead. Harold's brothers are also killed in battle as the fighting continues. Horses and bodies fall all throughout the next scene, and even Duke Williams falls. However, still alive, he urges his men to continue fighting. King Harold is shot in the eye with an arrow, and the battle comes to an end with Duke Williams as the victor. Having over 70 scenes, the tapestry tells a very detailed story from start to finish. The story suggests that Harold stole the succession of King of England. This portrays Harold in a negative light, as he was not intended to be king, but instead stole the throne anyways. Betrayal is a major theme in the story. Loyalty and honesty are strong values of mine, and it was clear that Harold broke his loyalty with William when he stole the throne. The Battle of Hastings is a very prominent battle in history. This tapestry is so meticulously detailed that it really brings history to life, and that is what I find most fascinating about this piece.